Needed it originally 15 after 11 o'clock and, well, 17 degrees downtown. Doesn't matter, I already won. I really did. Knew it was going to get there too. Didn't think that Barbara was going to go so low this morning though. I thought she might have been about 20 degrees, but 16, okay, feasible. Didn't work. It is Tuesday, September the 6th. You're right here at Galaxy. What are you doing, Barbara? You're making with the machine.
No, it doesn't want to go that way.
It's a Mickey way of doing things, right? Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Matt Bayliss is watching. Wow, that's really, really quick. Nice to have you on board, Matt. It is Tuesday, September the 6th, and, well, I tell you what, let me do this.
Galaxy.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and believe me, I've been wanting to do this one for a little minute now. I've got to be honest with you, ever since we've started communicating with these gentlemen, believe me, it's been getting more and more and more interesting as we've gone on. In the meantime, their music literally has been absolutely inundating our breakfast show here at Galaxy, and I've got to congratulate them for that. But first of all, got to welcome along everybody joining us on Facebook Live. If you're going to watch a little later on YouTube, you know what to do, right? No, you do, seriously. Sub, thumb, bell, bingo. Yep, bell notifications for when we have important people like the Heartland Roots Band coming out of Leicester in the UK today. Thumb, get epileptic with that. Go on, I dare you, dare you. Just go on, give it the... you know what to do, and subscribe. Be part of the family. Become part of the noise here at Galaxy. Yes, subscribe. Go on, double dare you. Having said that, of course, this morning England looks to be having a brand spanking new Prime Minister. Boris isn't talking to me anymore, simply because I'm making fun of him, I think, these days, because remember when he was having his parties? I asked him why he hadn't invited me, and he said to me, Grant,
I think it is sensible to wait just a little longer. Just a little longer.
Well, I waited. Now where are you? Nowhere. You're in the naughty corner, aren't you? They've put you in the naughty corner. Yeah, she'll treat you right. Don't you worry about that. In the meantime, believe me, it is such a pleasure to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, Sony Music, The Orchard, right here with Galaxy.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music The Orchard.
You know, I'm all fired up. Let's get at least 2 feet off the ground. Here's the Heartland Roots Band. We're off. How are you feeling, guys?
I'm running. Nice one.
Absolutely. Alice Walker is joining us. You guys know Alice, don't you?
Yeah, no, I was going to, if you didn't mind, I was going to give him a big shout out and the Southern Outlaw Band, if you don't mind, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've just done it. Literally, you've just done it. But nice to have Alice on board. Are you going to take an interview with Alice? He's great at what he does.
If the lovely Alice and his band and the radio stations in Ohio, in the US of A, want to get us involved, bring it on.
Awesome. Mike Gill is watching as well. Nice to have Mike back again. It really, really is. Greg Lifesaver was watching just a wee while ago in the last interview we did. You guys are famous. Absolutely famous. We love you. We do. And cheers for it. Hello, sweetheart. Coming out of the UK. Believe me, absolutely love the work you do. Keep in touch with us, won't you, sweetie? Please. We love what you do. We do. We're going to do something really, really interesting today too, is we're going to, while we're doing the interview, we're going to open a package. But this is significant because it arrived today and it came from the gentleman that we're talking to right now. Perfect timing. Connie Castle Tucker is joining us as well. Nice to have Connie on board as well. Guys, we literally do broadcast to almost every English-speaking country in the world, if you know what I mean. So I will give you stats as we go through this. At the same time, when we've finished with this, just hang in there very, very briefly, because we do a little thing called taking photos, and Barbara puts it all together. You'll get a copy of everything we do.
Fantastic. Sounds great.
Makes a movie out of the interview that we're doing right now, and that goes on to YouTube. Don't forget subscribe.
Great stuff.
And have you guys ever been a cartoon before?
No. No, we've met some characters.
Right.
Not really cartoon. We're going for anything.
Gosh, guess what? You're going to be now.
You've seen our photos.
Believe me, Barbara makes cartoons out of the movie as well. So, and of course, it all goes on YouTube, which is going to be around until the dinosaurs come back, as you know.
Okay. Great stuff.
It really is. Ah, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Guys, I love your work. I'm sorry?
We're happy to hang around, so we're in no rush, so whatever. Yeah.
Nice. Well, just get rid of that tag that's just popped up.
He's not starting till noon.
Not starting until noon. Okay.
Who's
Well, he's got
driving?
12 hours, you know. He's got 6 hours to get through it. Another 6 hours to call a psychiatrist afterwards. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and I have been so wanting to get this one done. I really have. I couldn't wait to be able to meet Nick and, of course, Paul from the band Heartland Roots Band, coming out of the UK. Now, let me tell you something here. Believe me, absolutely love these guys. I really do. The work is fantastic. As an engineer, I don't listen to music as a fan would listen to music. I listen to it as an engineer or a DJ, maybe a music salesperson. So I take an extra special ear, and this is work that is absolutely exceptional. All I can say is go check them out. Wherever you are, go and have a look. Literally. The other day they were doing a concert, 7,000 people. Fantastic. That's a, it's a Sunday night where I used to work, though. It really is. But having said that, we've just done 2 feet off the ground. We got coming up, feeling lucky. We do. We really do. Hit me like a freight train, bullet from a gun, which is making inroads here at Galaxy, and of course gasoline, which is their #1 choice by you, the fans. Believe me, we're going to go down the road of all of that. But let's start off with good evening. Well, it's morning over there. We're in the same time zone now, I presume. Welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you so much. We're happy to be here, and thank you for inviting us on your lovely show that we've been taking part in now for some months when we found out about you, and we're grateful to be here.
Well,
Both.
Well, believe me, it is an absolute honour to have you joining us. It really is. And, of course, we're talking to Nick and Paul from the band Heartland Roots Band. Now, let's run down through the band. Believe me, you're going to love this. I really, really do. The band members are Sam Hobson. She does vocals. She really does. Anna Cruzier is on keyboards. Cal Bishop and Eddie Cruiser both doing guitars. Paul Harkins, who's joining us today, Harko, is the drummer. You kind of pick that one, can't you? And of course, Nick Please is the bass guitarist. Nick, got to be honest with you, love the stingers you sent me.
Thank you so much. I hope they weren't too cutting edge for your listeners, but we've got plenty more if you want them.
Yes, I do, and I play the hell out of them. I got to be honest with you. It's all about having a bit of humour, and I appreciate anybody who has a funny bone. Literally, you'd be surprised how many don't, to be honest with you. A lot of them don't actually get my jokes either. To be well, that's not hard though, eh? Really, it's not hard. We started off the show, guys, with 2 feet off the ground, so I think it's only right that we say, explain this. How did you come to the lyrics of this?
I think that's one for Paul, definitely.
Okay, so the songs, they all have different meanings and different approaches. The new album that we put out is very, very dark, but 2 feet off the ground, if you listen to the lyrics, it's much around a relationship, where one party spots off the other one, to the extent that they really do feel 2 feet off the ground. So that song was written a few years back, but the actual video when it was released came at the height of COVID. So it was like, well, how on earth do we get to a location, or how do we get to a studio and actually record the video that needs to go out with this single when it's released? And so essentially everybody was on their phones at their own homes with a chroma key background, and then it was all drawn together by our videographer who put it together. So people that watch the video, they'll see various band members sort of flying through the sky. Of course they're not, they're sat on the kitchen table. But it was quite a test really to put that song together and actually put it out, because that was a prime example of COVID affecting a band who were trying to put out a new single every quarter with a quality video. And how do you do this when you've got social distancing and there's 6 of you in the band? You can't be together. So it's quite miraculous. The end product, we were really happy with it. Yeah.
Believe me, I've heard the same kind of questions and the same answers for the last couple of years, I've got to be honest with you. I've got friends in Germany that are collaborating with friends of ours in North Carolina, if you know what I mean. And the technology is just superb these days.
Fantastic.
Got to be honest, I've been an engineer now almost 40 years, and I've worked in some of the most prestigious recording studios around the world, and including here in New Zealand. And, well, you know, there's some bands that are coming out with some home studio stuff. I can't tell the difference anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, if I could intercede at that point and give a massive shout out to Adam, who runs a studio in Leicester called Deadline Studios, and has had some fairly famous people through his doors, who kindly does all our stuff, and he does a great job for us, so thank you, Adam.
There you go, absolutely love that. Nice plug too. Having said that, 2 feet off the ground, I actually thought, you know, it might have been a joke to start off with, because I could make a joke out of that.
Yeah.
Really good, you know, as long as you're not Irish. They might not find it so funny. You know about the Irishman that jumped out of the aeroplane without a parachute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got 2 feet off the ground and said, I can jump from here.
Yeah. I thought you were going to go to a Tom Petty song, Free Falling.
Yeah, no, believe me. Believe me, I actually do parachuting myself. I've been doing it for many years, and I've got so many very, very funny stories to tell you about that particular trade, which is rather funny. But, you know, feeling lucky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I think.
Yeah,
we all feel, don't we?
feeling lucky tonight, yeah?
Tell me about feeling lucky tonight, because usually, well, it's never me. You know, I feel lucky, I just never get there.
Okay, well, I think you're skirting round just about the right plot for the song and what was written. When Sam actually introduces the song when we play it live, her patter is along the lines of, anybody out there feeling lucky tonight? And you can imagine when a few beers have gone down, the response that we get from that. And for some reason it makes people dance all the more.
Yeah.
Whether they feel it's their opportunity to start mingling and picking people out in the audience, we don't know. But yeah, a good upbeat song, both in the lyrics and the way the music chugs along. Yeah, we like it. It's another song that's been out some time now, not on the new album, but that got to, I think, number 2 in the Apple iTunes chart when that was released as a single. So that was proof in the pudding that people out there do like it. They downloaded it, and hopefully they're still feeling lucky tonight with it.
It's an upbeat song in the set.
No, I'm going to get more in depth in this, but first of all, are you familiar with Knightsbridge in London?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I lived and worked in London for years, and so did Paul.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, a young lady, a young lady by the name of Maddie is saying when you're coming back down here to get her knees up.
Well, that's a Cockney knees up. That's Cockney rhyming slang for dancing.
Yeah.
Okay, so when are you going to Knightsbridge? Put this lady out of her misery. Give her a date. Go on, I dare you.
Give her what?
A date when we go to Knightsbridge. I'm trying to think. I mean, we've just done quite a few festivals, not a million miles away from London this summer. I'm trying to think. When are we back down there?
Yeah, apparently she's seen you live not so long ago and absolutely loved you. We'd love to see you down in Knightsbridge.
Oh, that's lovely.
Well,
Leave it with us. We'll speak to our business manager.
There you go. I tell you what, Maddie, I'll keep you informed. How's that? Absolutely.
Please
lovely.
do.
But in the
We'd love to. London. Any invitation's a great invitation for us. So.
Very, very cool. When we come back, believe me, I want to find out all about the band. But in the meantime, here's the Heartland Roots Band coming out of Leicester, UK, and feeling lucky tonight. Oh, gosh. Can we have some Kiwi air conditioning, please?
Yup.
Yeah.
Grant,
Yes, sir.
we've just been told by one of the guys in the band that we'll be playing next summer. We'll be playing in London.
Okay. Well, I'll
Now, whether that's Knightsbridge or not, Knightsbridge is very posh.
It's really posh.
I mean,
Well,
we're talking
I
Chelsea, what else is round there?
We're talking £1 billion houses,
Yeah.
Harrods.
Chelsea, Fulham,
etc.
yeah. Believe me, I lived in Piccadilly.
Very nice. Piccadilly's back near the statue near Eros.
Yeah. I used to work in a place called Church back in the day.
Oh, the church.
Yes.
What, near King's Cross?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was,
well, it's a big backers pub, yeah?
yeah, I was the DJ there.
Oh man, well, you and I maybe would have met. I was there in the 1980s, from 85 to about 89, 90, and I was a regular down there on a Friday night. We used to go to the church, and then they had a sister place off the Tottenham Court Road.
Yep.
Because the church was open at ridiculous hours, wasn't it?
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
But it was full of Kiwis and Aussies and backpackers, and
Yeah.
we used to have a wicked time down there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, believe me, bro, I was DJ there for about almost 2.5 years.
That's maybe where we've met before then, DJ Grant.
There you go. There you go.
You never know.
But look, Nick, I've got to be honest. When Barbara showed me your photo, the first reaction is, I know this guy.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Crime Watch.
Oh, that'll be it. Yeah, that'll be it.
Rogues Gallery.
I do watch Police 999. The night shift, I watch that. I've seen it before. I can't get past the fact that you guys get so hammered on insurance.
What type of insurance? You mean for cars or general or
well,
what?
Cards.
Cars, literally. These cops are pulling you over because they've got, recognition software and cameras and stuff in their cars and on bridges and everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere.
We're cameraed up to the max, Grant. Everywhere we go, we're cameraed up, man.
Big brother.
Yeah.
Believe me, bro, there might be 10% of Kiwis that actually has insurance. The rest of us say we do.
I think it's how it was in Britain 20, 30 years ago. And I'm not saying you're behind us in any way, shape or form.
Oh, yeah, you are.
As far
Yeah,
as-
you are. We like it like that. We don't want to be like you guys. Bugger that.
To be honest, I don't blame you.
I do not feel like going down the road buying a brand new car, having the insurance a little late by about 24 hours, and some cop crushes my car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I'm feeling lucky.
You know, you just love this music, you really do. It's my kind of music. It's the stuff that I play in my car. And, well, it's music to drive fast to be honest with you. And I do. I really do. I got to explain to you, and this is quite true, Nick and Paul, that it's really not that easy to get an interview here at Galaxy, all played on our radio station. Believe me, the board has a very, very high standard, and there's not a lot that gets through unless it's got their approval. Barbara presents it to the board. There may be anybody from 8 to 12 in the board at any given meeting, you know what I mean? They go through, meticulously they go through everything we do, because it's about our image. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only one that lets our image down, let's be honest. You know what I mean? And I do it. I do it on purpose, I got to be honest with you. But we really only play the best music in the world here at Galaxy. And Barbara gets it given back to her from, of course, the board with approval. That goes to production. Production and Barbara, yeah, they fight and scratch, and because there's only so many days in the week that we can do this. Yeah, and we only have a certain amount of time to be able to do this. Then Barbara gives it to me on a USB kind of device that I play in my car. And I've got to be honest, Paul, I have a kick-ass stereo in my car. I really, really do. And sometimes when there's gas shortages, all I do is turn up the volume and I get there anyway. You know what I mean?
Running on fumes.
Yeah, well, running on bass pressure pushing me down the road sometimes. Yeah. You know what I mean? But having said that, the reason I get it in my car is basically for two reasons. The first reason, guys, is nobody can influence me on whether or not I want to do the interview. It's based on the music. No information at all. I don't get the band name. I don't get the artist name. I don't get the title. I just get the music. You know what I mean? So I go driving and I listen to the music for the value that it is as an engineer while I'm doing something I enjoy, driving fast. And where we are, we're in between three major cities out in a little sawmilling town, I got to be honest, between 3,000 and 7,000 population. It's not huge, but it's not small either. And what I do is I go down through the forestry fire breaks in my car. And I've been doing it for about 8 or 9 years now. Believe me, I know them backwards now. Because I know where they hide the combinations and the keys to get in there. Which is
knowledge is power.
It is. It absolutely is. But when I very first heard your music, it was in a particular spot where literally it's very paramount. You could just love it. It overlooks a gully, and believe me, it's a good time and a good place to be able to pull over, crack a beer, turn up the stereo, and just enjoy what's playing. What I heard was hit me like a freight train. That's my very first introduction to the Heartland Roots Band. This is the one that made me decide, yes, I want to know more about you guys. So, guys, first of all, I'm going to get into it before we get into Hit Me Like a Freight Train. Tell me a little bit about the band. Tell me about your singer, Sam, and how long has she been singing? This is a fantastic voice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Sam, first of all, we were very lucky when we advertised for a singer that Sam came along, because she and we tell her so, she's got an extraordinary voice. She can go from a whisper to a scream in next to no time.
And everything between.
But everything's there. The power, the energy. If one of the others in the band is singing, she's always there with a harmony to drop in as well. But then, for example, Hit Me Like a Freight Train, that, apart from needing a real strong, powerful vocal, there's also an awful lot of emotion in the verses, and she manages to pour all of that out. Now, I'm sure Sam won't mind us saying to you guys, we're actually the first band that she's fronted as a singer, because her past, her history, has been in musical theatre. So, for example, if there are any people from Leicester listening, one of the successful theatres in Leicester is the Curve Theatre, and she's appeared at a number of productions there in this musical theatre background that she's got. She has just got UK citizenship, but she's actually a native of South Africa. So her and her husband came over to this country. They've now got a little daughter as well, and she's very firmly fixed within the UK. So that's her background, really, musical theatre rather than being in a Brit country rock stroke Americana band. But she fitted the bill. And, you know, to be fair, one of the founder members of the band, Adi Corsia that you've mentioned, he spotted San's qualities, and it didn't take long to offer her the position. And she's good songwriting as well. So it's the whole package, really, and we're really pleased we've got it.
You know, that's fantastic. And I would never have picked it, believe me. I thought you'd been well established in the band. You guys have been around forever and a day. Literally, you seem so comfortable with each other in your music. Yea, verily, like Hit Me Like a Freight Train is the first song, as I mentioned to you, that I heard. And that's exactly what I heard in it. There's that emotion, believe me, everything from right down later all the way up to the highs, the whole deal, that grabbed my attention straight away.
Yep.
So, right here at Galaxy is the Heartland Roots Band being joined live with Hit Me Like a Freight Train. Love this track, I really do. Rodney is joining us.
What did he say?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
No, I said we're really grateful, you know, that you're playing it, and that, you know, you've got exquisite taste, obviously by running it through your board to get us on there in the first place, but ultimately it's about the music, and we genuinely are grateful. It's a family thing. You promote a family thing with your stuff, and with our band, we were at school together, three of us, we grew up together, went our separate ways musically, and gravitated back later in life, and that's where we're at, you know, and we're just grateful to be on the ride and having some fun, you know. So
Nice.
That's where we're at.
Hey guys, I've got to ask you, what's on the door behind you? What is that?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
This is Hot House. Shall I? It's the finest OCD arrangement of takeaway menus you'll find in each of your.
I love that. That's fantastic. Oh, brilliant.
I move out of the way. They're all takeaway menus.
Oh, I thought you were still getting stuff through the mailbox or something, you know, the old flyers, come and buy at Briscoe's.
Right. You name any takeaway food,
It's there.
we could dial it and it'll be delivered within half an hour.
It's quite a choice, isn't it?
It is quite a choice, it really is, believe me. I've forgotten what that's like. I really have. Gosh, we've been away from the cities too long.
Yeah, me too. I live rural.
We used to live in Auckland, the biggest city that we've got. All of the staff here literally used to live there and migrated down here for a number of reasons, I've got to be honest, but we've been here almost 20 odd years before we got back into bringing radio back with us. I mean, I worked in some of the biggest radio stations in the country, but at one stage I decided I was sick of the city but wanted to go to the country, but still had ties with the city and still went to work in the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was why we chose to come down here. Then I got sick of working for somebody else and said to all of my friends, let's build a radio station. I've got to be honest with you, when we put the board together, we chose everybody who had nothing to do with radio. Literally. We wanted their opinions, not our opinions.
What? Impetus, fresh ideas.
Exactly. So that's what we've had now for a good number of years. We've got a good formula going, and believe me, they are very strict of what I do. They really are.
Yeah.
They're good folks, though. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and it is an absolute pleasure today to be in Leicester in the UK talking to the Heartland Roots Band. Of course, we're talking about Nick and Paul. Now, guys, I've got a young man, his name's Rodney, coming out of Manhattan Beach. He's asking, as a fan, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, do you respond?
Yes to all of those, and all major platforms, including TikTok, Insta, Facebook, you name it, with websites, whatever.
So we've had so far, we've been lucky enough to have 12 chart singles. They've all charted quite high in the Apple iTunes, and indeed I know I mentioned the album a couple of times. It came out at the end of July. That shot straight to number 4. Which was great. There's only Shania Twain keeping us off top spot. There you go. But yeah, like Nick has said, all of our music you can obtain through Spotify. If you go onto YouTube, not only will you hear all the tracks, but you'll also be able to watch all the videos that we put together when each single was released. Not so much Instagram. We have done TikTok. Something recently.
No, we've got a presence on there. Yeah, we've got it'll be a growing presence, which is the way forward. But to our friend Rodney, where was he? In Manhattan, did you say?
Yeah, Manhattan Beach.
Well, Rodney in Manhattan Beach, thank you so much for showing an interest.
Absolutely.
Check us out. We'd be really grateful, and if you contact the band, we do respond, and quite quickly. Because we value the people that support our music. So, but thank you, Rodney.
But Spotify and YouTube, the whole lot is on there.
Very, very cool. Now, Taryn, coming out of Alberta, Canada, is asking, do you have a website? Can I go and buy merch?
Yes, we do. We have got a website, and it's literally all lowercase, theheartlandrootsband.co.uk.
Very, very nice. And believe me, you might actually sell a few hundred T-shirts in no time at all. Actually, there's a good question. Do you have T-shirts on your website?
We do actually. If you go through, we have got the Heartland Roots Band. It's a nice T-shirt actually. It's got the band emblem, the logo, and it's also got the font lettering, which is on our backdrop when we play live. It's also on my front skin of my bass drum. So the whole lot is there, and it's good quality. You're going to ask me the price, and I can't remember. But if you go online, you will find it, and you'll see. But the answer is yes, we do have band T-shirts.
Well,
and we're grateful for any support that people give us that way through merch or through just viewing or liking the music. We're grateful. Thank you.
Believe me, Nick, and believe me, Paul, you should have said no, because my producer's just saying, I know what's coming next. Guys, How would you like to send me a T-shirt so that I can promote you when I do this? Much like a good friend of mine coming out of North Carolina, Terry Van Cannon, slide steel master, absolutely brilliant man. We would be honoured.
What size are you, Grant?
I will get Barbara to send you all the details, okay? Very
say.
And believe me, I don't care what price it is, it's my price if you're sending it to me, you know what I'm saying?
It'll be the right price.
There you go, perfect. I like those English prices, I do. I really do.
Right, can I just clear a couple of things up that have been spoken about previously?
Sure.
I think it was a lady you said from Knightsbridge in London, over in the UK.
Maddie.
Wanted to know down there. Whilst we've been on air with you, business manager in the band has got in touch with me to say next summer we're in London. That's all I know at the minute, but if you know, keep on the website, have a look, all the dates, the gigs, festivals, etc. They're all put on social media platforms as well. So hopefully you can come and say, hi, I was the lady on Galaxy FM, Galaxy 107 that spoke to you, can you remember? We'll have to say yes, of course.
As you do, every time. And you smile while you're doing it too. Otherwise you might get a bullet from a gun, you never know.
You got it.
Michael King is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Michael. It really, really is. And thank you for joining us. You're becoming quite prolific. I love it. Absolutely love it. I really do. And very, very shortly, we're going to do something very special as well. We have a Prezi. And you know me, I love Prezzies, I really, really do. Can't wait. But first of all, guys, tell me about Bullet from a Gun.
Okay, well, I'm probably best to tell you about this one because Very, very clever song. It was the demise of the previous drummer in the band, who, I'll be very diplomatic about this, as I understand
come on,
it.
no, come on, don't be diplomatic.
he was quite difficult to get on with, difficult to work with, and of course, yeah, I mean, all musicians know if you're in a band, it's like a second marriage. You've got to get on, you've got to be able to live together and coexist and stuff, and produce arty material that you're all happy with and proud of. And unfortunately, this guy just didn't get it. And so effectively, Bullet from a Gun is about him being fired from the band, and then the band getting me in. So that's what it's all about.
Okay, now I understand. And believe me, I wouldn't have called it Bullet from a Gun. I would have called it, human from a bloody cannon.
yeah.
A rocket out of your...
Hey, listen, I thought Elon Musk was a spray, okay? You're right here at Galaxy. Here's Heartland Roots Band, Bullet from a Gun. Oh, dear. So, what are we going to do about James Bond? I mean, Daniel Craig, no longer.
I know. We're not sure. Is it a female that's taken over?
No, they tried that. But when he broke his ankle...
Paul sent his CV in. They haven't responded yet. So.
Yeah, well, believe me, I understand. When he broke his ankle, 6 weeks they were down, and that's a long time in the film industry, right? A lot of money there.
Yeah.
So they entertained the idea that, well, maybe, just maybe, they will turn James Bond into a woman, and the world went crazy. I mean, Ian Fleming didn't write him. Moneypenny, sure, but not James Bond as a female. It just doesn't work. So while he was down, they compromised. They do have a new James Bond in mind, I've got to be honest. He's gay.
Well, okay, yeah, we've got your knowledge is greater than ours. We don't know who's going to be the Bond. So.
Yeah. You know what they're going to call him?
Go on, Brooke Bond. I don't know.
07.
You're terrible.
Paul, you got to watch what he does with his Walter PPK.
Well, yeah, he's packing a pistol.
I don't know you can call that a pistol anymore.
As long as he's not firing blanks, I think he's all right.
Oh, I don't know.
Blonde. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hi, Michael.
003.5.
At least
Thank you
he's
for
not
joining
Australian,
us.
right?
Get to one of these.
Yeah, there is a God.
Well, they tried that one. Didn't work. Yeah. Oh, by the way, are you guys familiar with William Shatner?
Yes.
Yeah, Captain
I've heard your William Shatner joke, but tell it to Paul. Come on.
Okay. Do you realise why William Shatner, as of course Captain Kirk, changed the wording from "Beam me up, Scotty"? That's what they adopted, because every time he asked "beam me aboard," they kept sending him a plank.
Oh. Are you ready for this?
You see, that wasn't the one you were expecting me to say, was it, Nick?
It's my Shatner pants.
Yeah. You see?
I'm expecting something about Klingons or something.
No.
Only if they're circling Uranus.
Oh, hello, matron.
Yeah. I have a wet nurse. I threw water on her. Oh no, let's go back to the desk. We have gasoline next, okay? This is your #1 most requested track, and believe me guys, you'll be fascinated when I tell you how many people have actually been requesting it, okay? You really will.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I hope this is far better than the BBC interview. Although, having said that, guys, I feel like as old as the BBC sometimes.
Yeah.
I had a guy from New Zealand radio say to me, and these are the officials you pay the money to take care of all the legal stuff for copyright and everything like that. He says to me, Grant, we're going to call you the godfather of modern New Zealand radio. And I says, nice. You're calling me old.
Yeah, it's just an anagram of old.
Yeah, basically. And he just smiled and went, yeah, okay, fair enough. It's true though, isn't it? Yeah. But, you know, I had another gentleman the other day say, Grant, this is a fantastic interview. It's very old school with a new twist. You know what I mean? And I said, yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm old school and the internet is the twist, isn't it? You might be lucky to get on there sometimes. It's the whole deal. Believe me, I've got to let you know that 37,199 requests for gasoline since we've been playing it. Everybody, this is blowing up our internet, literally. Everybody wants to know who, what, when, where, how. This is really one of the most requested tracks we've ever had. How did that happen?
Oh man, we're so grateful. Thank you so much. What a surprising bit of news that is, genuinely. We didn't expect anything like that, you know, really. Oh my goodness.
Just superb. Blown away.
Yeah, oh my God. Well, thank you for taking the time to listen, and more importantly, for you guys to give us your airtime and your own personal time to put it out there. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Well, as I've said to you guys, we only play the best here. And believe me, people around the world have voted by requesting. This is how we structure our breakfast show in the morning. It's not because I put it in or anything like that. What it is, it's all structured on how many people requested what artist, what song through the shows. You know what I mean? And then we collate it. The production team worked tirelessly through the night to make sure that these shows are in place by 6 o'clock in the morning to start the breakfast show. Believe me.
Thank you to them guys as well. Yeah.
They really do. And I've got to be honest, it has been a staple diet of mine in the breakfast show ever since we started playing it. People just went nuts over this track, and I know that bullet from a gun, #1 with the iTunes in the UK, that's fantastic, and is just starting to come onto the Galaxy breakfast charts right now. I've got to be honest with you, it's just off 40. I think it's about 41, something like that. But I reckon it's going to make there easily in the next day or so. Having said that, normally when we are doing these interviews and we have artists on the charts, they go up exponentially the next day. After we've done the interview, everybody wants to hear it, everybody wants to know, and it just moves it up that much more. I want to see what tomorrow's going to hold for gasoline. I really, really do. I'm very fascinated with this, because you're at number 10 right now. That is phenomenal in its own right. I've got to congratulate you.
Well, thank you.
Very fantastic. It really is. So tell me about gasoline. I want to know the whole skinny. Why are people liking this so much?
A well-written, well-structured song, if I may say, by the team, certainly by Adi Corsia and Sam, who are instrumental in writing quality songs, quality music, which is what it's about, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think really it's got everything in that. The intro gives you a bit of a nudge into this is going to be a country field song.
And takes you away from it a bit.
And then, you know, you've got jangly guitars going on. You've got the undercurrent of what the song is all about, which is obviously a relationship. You've got the innuendo with press the button on my machine, take me places I ain't never been. You know, you got me firing on 6. All that innuendo's there about the relationship that's hidden. And of course, gasoline's got the US connection to it because they don't buy petrol, they buy gasoline. But then, like many of the songs, we've got the superb lead guitar solo from Callum Bishop, and there's a 3-part harmony in the chorus, which cuts through right till the end. And we've got the nice Hammond organ sound from Anna as well. Yeah. So it's got a bit of everything. It's got a bit of everything that HRB is all about.
Now, Callum, tell me a little bit about Callum. He's the young fella in the band, isn't he? But you're the lead guitarist. How long's he been playing?
Okay, well, Callum is younger than us, is all I'll say. But Callum went off to university and in the UK and did a degree in music. And so not only does he know absolutely everything about a guitar, he's also very good in the studio as well, because that production side of things was obviously part of his degree.
The tech spec.
He's also very good when a sound check's going wrong and the sound tech can't get it right. Normally, Callum's there with the answer or suggestion. He's very polite. He's a pretty shy guy, but he's certainly way over his age. Ability-wise, he's on par with everybody in the band, you know. And I think that's why the whole thing fits together. But I can't tell you exactly how long he's been playing. What I can tell you is I know his dad plays guitar, so make of that what you will. A very young age, I know, but I don't know the exact age.
It's in his veins.
It's in his blood, absolutely. And I kind of picked that he was a you-know. I really did. The haircut gave it away.
Right.
Yeah. University students, haircuts, yeah, believe me. Donnie Calder's joining us. Nice to have you back, Donnie. It really, really is. Today, we're about to just get into it hardcore because this is the #1 Heartland Roots Band requested song. Here is Gasoline.
Why don't you put the hammer down? Find some country on the radio.
I got to be honest, guys, this was the very last song I ever heard of you when I was driving my car, and I don't know how the hell I managed to get home so bloody quickly. I think it is music to drive fast to. Jesus.
The bass pumping, man.
Honestly, fantastic. And I couldn't wait to get into the studio the next day and say to Barbara, this is a deal, we do these guys. You know what I mean?
Well, again, thank you so much. Well, I think between us we've fostered a healthy, nice relationship, you know?
Yeah.
A positive with a love for music and a little bit of humour and certainly a lot of humility and just doing things the right way. But yeah, we've fostered a great thing here. We're happy to be part of the family.
Very, very cool. Well, please pass on to the rest of the band. Okay, fair enough. It was midnight. You guys made it. What the hell?
Well, Adi and Anna are both school teachers.
Well, you know, hey.
It's a school night for them. Sam's got a newborn baby, so she's sucked up with getting the rhythm sorted out with the baby, and Callum's basically working his backside off to help fund himself and find his way in life, you know. So
Nick,
you stuck Paul and I.
Nick, you are the get out of jail card right now, aren't you?
Go on then.
You are. Paul, much respect, bro. From one Man U follower to another.
Don't go down this road.
I have to.
Go down the footballing road, man.
I have to.
I've been told you're a red, mate. I've been told you're a red.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well done. You get to see them much? Obviously not.
No, not here.
In the UK, you go to see
Not here. When I was over there, believe me, I followed Aston Villa for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I found Man U, and well, I got a friend of mine, my wife's friend who just passed away not so long ago. Her son actually is in the management of Man U, if you know what I mean.
Cool.
And she used to get football garb from him all the time in the mail. Guess who ended up with it? Hello. I wanted it, you know. So.
Well, we love all that, you know, but
yeah, that's nice.
It's nice to be nice, and it's nice to know people. You know, that's how it works, isn't it? You know, so
it is absolutely. I don't presume I'm going to be getting too much more of it now that she's passed away. You know what I mean? But believe me,
God bless her.
Yeah. Lovely lady too, by the way. She really, really was.
Yeah.
It's
a sad thing, but it's where we're at, isn't it?
It is. You know, life. You don't come out of it alive.
No.
No. Fun trying.
Yeah. It's the bit in between that you've got to crack on with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Did you see that Olivia Newton-John passed away not so long ago?
Yeah.
I just happened to make a statement. I wonder if they'll preserve her in Greece. And everybody thought I was horrible. I was talking about the movie.
No, we're with you. We're with you.
All I can say is if you pass up a chance to go and visit this band live on stage, really you need to be talked to. These guys are that good. Go and take in a show. Go and buy the music. Get on the interwebby thing. Go and buy a t-shirt, koozies, guitar picks, whatever's available. Just be a part of the Heartland Roots Band movement. They are on the way up the ladder. They really are. Keep an eye on this. You're really going to love it. You really, really are. Now, guys, I am going to have to wrap it up very, very shortly with the interview, but we've got one more thing that we're going to do. Then I'm going to say hang in there very, very briefly after that, because we're going to do the backstagey stuff, and you'll be amused with that. So, this arrived today, fascinating me. It really, really did, because I had a look at it and I went, Nick, please, that name sounds familiar. Where's that from? And then I looked at my bio this morning and went, of course, this is timing. And I got to ask you, Nick, how the hell did you get that down so tight?
We knew we had to travel a long way.
Well, let me tell you something. We've received stuff that was sent maybe about 3 years ago, just the other month.
6 months.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Really?
Okay, let's take into the effect COVID. But what happened to the first year? Did they get a racing snail or something to take it to the post box? Oh, God only knows. But yeah, believe me, three years later, we received an item, and the guy was absolutely astounded. He says, I'd given up. We said we had too, to be honest with you. So let's break into this masterpiece while I have you in front of me. So you can abuse me for anything that may go wrong, and probably will.
You don't need pass it in front of you for us to abuse you, Grant.
Oh.
Just now.
Yeah, believe me, people talk about me all the time, they really do. Usually not good too, by the way. But having said that, bubble wrap. My producer is going to love you. She's a bubble wrap girl, she really, really is.
What, going to be popping them, or?
Yeah, believe me, in about 20 minutes I'll be hearing it all over the place, so it really will. So I will give that to her right now. Knock yourself out. Heartland Roots Band, love this, believe me. Mini EP, is it, of the latest music that we've got out right now. As you know.
So that's the older one, Grant.
That's the older one.
Okay, so this is the new one?
Something better.
Something better.
That came out at the end of July. But if people are interested with the other one, that's the logo, the emblem that's on the T-shirt on the older album.
Right.
That's on the front. That's on the front of a T-shirt.
So Rodney in Manhattan, if you're interested, contact us and we'll get one shipped out.
That's something better. The album. Grant, that was as we've said. It's quite a dark album. The songs all taken together. It is a bit of a journey from Bullet from the Gun right through to the 10th track, Rock to My Roll. So there's stories in there in the lyrics about tragedies within the band, about illnesses, and obviously us and the whole world trying to make sense of COVID. So it's all very topical.
Believe me, I'm right there with you. I really am very, very honoured to have a copy, literally. And
you're welcome, both of you.
I'm very, very honoured. And believe me, my friend, I'm going to treasure it. I really, really am. And
do you know what we need now, Grant, from your listeners? We need a stonking record company out there that wants to take a punt on the Heartland Roots Band once they've listened to our album there.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, would you be interested in maybe big records?
We're interested in talking with everybody and anybody to push ourselves forward and have some fun and get our music out there. Yeah. So the answer is yes.
Okay.
Just
Well,
continue the journey and take us to the next level.
let me fill you in on this, literally, and believe me, not only do I want to introduce you to these guys, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine in India who has a magazine as well and get you into that. Believe me, he comes out of a region of about 8 million people, and Jay, I think he knows them all by first name over where he is. Believe me, he's a very popular man. So I do want to get you into a few opportunities. And believe me, it's all about promoting you guys. It's got nothing to do with me in the end of the day, if you know what I mean, except for the respect that I love your work. And we'd love to be able to pass you on to some people that I respect. You know what I mean?
Mutual respect, trust me.
Thank you so much, Grant.
Now, Mark, coming out of big records, he's with Sony Music and The Orchard, if you know what I mean. He also has a TV company called Rise Up TV, and what they do is they have a big bus. You know Alice, he's getting involved with these guys, literally, he really is. So believe me, it's becoming a huge movement now. I think there's a deal with Universal coming in very shortly as well. It's just a whisper, I've been told, but Mark, superb man in his own right, he really is. Would love to get him and or one of his executives, one of the crew, to be able to get in touch with you. And I think I'll get Barbara to tee that up for you because, believe me, this is fantastic. Okay?
Thank you. So, any introduction, we're just so grateful for, really.
I mean, to get underneath the Universal umbrella, Grant, is just... That's all the Christmases come at once for us at the band.
Yeah, well, believe me, my friend, it's only a whisper that's been said to me by Mark himself. Nothing has been confirmed yet, but he is negotiating.
Absolutely.
Fingers crossed.
Very astute businessman is Mark, but he's very down to earth, talks your language to you. You know what I mean? He fits in with you. He's not a suit and tie kind of guy until he has to be. You know what I mean? He's more about the artist, he's more about the music, he's more about everything, literally, than being the corporate deal. But it just so happens he works in that zone as well. So, you know, believe it, that's where it's at with Mark. You will love him, you will love Lisa, you will love Pamela, you will love Tim, you will love Don. Everybody involved with those guys over there, fantastic. And believe me, have a look at the contract. It will be self-explanatory. It's so good. It really is. And believe me, little work on both sides, if you know what I mean. It's not one-sided thing. It's all about collaboration, making the machinery work and making the dream happen for everybody, not just one person, one band, one song, one item. It's about the whole deal. And he's looking to take you not just through one album, but he's looking to see if you're going to be around for the next 20. You know what I'm saying?
Brilliant. Sounds like a good network.
It is, believe me. We have some very trusted friends. We've been doing this for a while, and we know what we're doing. We only put our friends onto people we respect. Other than that, we will avoid them like the plague and say nothing to nobody because it just doesn't work that way for our people. And we're all about music. We're all about the bands, the songwriters. We're about the artist itself and getting that message out there to you. We are all about that. We don't charge a cent to do it. We really don't. We make our money on ads and stuff like that. We don't need to worry about charging artists like a lot of radio stations around the world do, which I think is just, nasty, to be honest. I would rather do it this way and get bands out there one day, just one day. You never know, you might send me a CD and say thank you. That's all I ask for. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be the least we could do for your help.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely.
I think that as far as future material, prolific, Adi Corsia and Sam are prolific writers. And I would know for a fact there's probably another 40, 50, 60, 70 songs that we're sitting on that will be recorded at some point.
Well, Nick, that excites me. That really excites me, simply because maybe, just maybe, you'll want to come and subject yourself to this torture again.
Yeah,
We're suckers for it. We love it.
I'll get torture, mate. It's going to be lovely to speak to both of you.
Love it, brilliant. So in the meantime, guys, don't go anywhere just yet, because we are going to do a few things backstage. But for you guys out there, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been, as always, a pleasure to have your company, and please come back again. We've got some very, very interesting artists over the next week, month, year. Believe me, it's all happening. It really is. And let me tell you how happy we are to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, Sony Music, The Orchard, right here at Galaxy with Galaxy. Have a good day.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music The Orchard.
Hello Barbara, hello Grant, this is Speedy, Charles Paul, and behind the camera is Nick from the Heartland Roots Band. These CDs will be winging their way to you over the next few days. Take care. Woo! Barbara and Grant, Barbara and Grant, Barbara and Grant. Woo! Barbara and Grant, Barbara and Grant at Galaxy 107fm in New Zealand. It's great to see you guys. We know you've got a fantastic station and you play the Heartland Roots Band, which is why it's special. See you soon. We're still live and we're still listening to you, Barbara and Grant. The bows!